Yes, sir. Baseball is back, baby. It's back. Man, I bet it's late in the East Coast right now. My apologies. I'm running a little behind. I'm trying to get everything set up. I am not prepared. We'll get there. We'll get there, guys. It's only game one, right? Only game one. And what a game was it? The Yankees win 7-0. They take obviously a one-game lead in the East since it just started. It was a good game. Not a good game for Judge, right? Judge did not have a good game, struck out 4 times. Let me pull out the box score. We'll cover this real quick, get through the box score, and then we'll keep it moving. Aaron Judge, 5 at-bats, 4 strikeouts, and a ground out. Not a great start for him, but I'm not worried about the captain. I'm not worried about the captain. I'll tell you who looked good, even though they only had 1 hit. Trent Grisham, 1 for 5, right? 2 RBIs, but he hit a bomb. Let me tell you something. That park in San Francisco is huge to right field. It is crazy deep out there. That 1 hit they hit deep, it's almost to the wall, to the warning track. That's a home run, and like every other and 29 other stadiums, that's a home run. Obviously not in San Francisco. So he looked pretty good. I know it's 1 game. I know. I get it. I hear you guys. It's only 1 game. But man, after the spring he had is refreshing, right? To see him hitting the ball hard, because we're gonna need him. Whether you like him or not, we need the guy. Right? So yeah. Max Fried, right? Max Fried gets the win. Let me pull this out of here. Max Fried gets the win. He goes. I don't have my glasses, guys. Anyway, he gives up 2 hits and 6 in the 3rd innings. Only 4 strikeouts, but the big thing is only 1 walk. So good game by Max Fried. In the beginning there, he's let off the season with a walk. It looked like it was going to get ugly there, but it didn't. Jake Bird, 2/3 of an inning. Hedrick Doval, he got a little crazy in the end, but he got through it. So overall, a good game, man. Good game. Who had let me see who here. Giancarlo Stanton starting off hot with 2 for 4. Jazz Chisholm, 1 for 3. Caballero had a big hit, but he did make an error in the 9th, so he can't be doing that, man. He was looking like Volpe out there. Brother, if you plan on taking the shortstop job, you cannot be making those errors like that. I'm telling you right now, you can't make those errors. My man Ace is in the building. Says cheer. I don't know why my thing looks like that. What's up, Jonathan? Mega Cheeks. Hey, yo. Says, what's good, Katie? Yep. Hey, Katie. Yeah, man. It was great start to the season. I want to know what you guys think in the chat. How did you like Netflix, right? That was something different. I think they kind of went a little overboard. It was a little bit cheesy. I'm not gonna lie. I get it's opening day, so the hour and a half build up to the first pitch was kind of annoying. At a certain point, I was like, let's just get the game going. After the game, they did the hot dog stand thing with Trent Grisham and Max Fried. I'm not sure what that was about, but that was a different take on a post-game interview, right? I've never seen anything like it, to be honest. We've seen a million post-game interviews. Never something like that with a hot dog stand. Trent Grisham's there he's eating glizzies. Hey, yo, what the fuck? Eating glizzies and all that stuff, man. So, Austin Wells, good game. Yeah, 2 for 3, my bad. Ryan McMahon, good game, right? 1 for 3. 2 RBIs. So look, I get it. It's only 1 game. I get it, right? Last year, we started the season versus the Brewers, and we literally scored like 30 runs in 2 games or something like that, something crazy. So, I mean, take it with a grain of salt, but it's good, man. Baseball's back. It felt good. It really did. I'm not opposed to the whole Netflix thing. I actually like it. I wish my whole thing with it is like, look, just put it all on 1 app, If you could get it all on 1 app, that'd be great. Instead of having to have 8 streaming services. But Netflix, in terms of the actual game, I like CC Sabathia. He was not bad at all. You could tell they were a little rusty. Like most of them guys never really done this, ex-baseball players. I will say this, right? If you was paying attention, Barry Bonds, right? In like the 7th inning, I think it was, Barry Bonds said that he was this close to being a Yankee. Barry freaking Bonds. So he was this close to being a Yankee. They gave him a call. His agent gave him a call. They called the agent. They said, look, we want to sign him. We're going to give him a shit ton of money, but he has to sign the contract by 2 p.m. And it was like noon. And he was like, what, 2 p.m.? I got 2 hours? He was like, literally, I have a lunch break to make a decision on what I'm going to do for the rest of my life. So he said he just hung up the phone. So that's crazy, right? I don't know if you guys caught that, man, but I was like, wow, I was trying to like clip it so I could play it here, but Netflix doesn't allow you to do that. They got their shit tight. No scalping their shit. Definitely no scalping theirs. The only negative I saw was the 12 gauge. You hear me? 12 gauge. Whoa. The 12 Ks, these guys need to start putting the bat on the ball and be like 2025 Blue Jays. Yeah, I feel you. You're right. The Ks was not there. It's more of the same stuff that we've seen. Hopefully it works out, but I don't want to be too negative. I really don't, being that it's the first game, man. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let me go ahead and test this. I've been working on really hard behind the scenes on a lot of these graphic stuff, trying to integrate all this stuff onto my website. So let me see if this works really quick. Type that in the chat. But yeah, what do you guys think? Besides that, besides the negative Nancy Dez, now I'm just kidding, Dez. What do you think, man? What were your takeaways from the game? I had to skip a good chunk of the game because I had shit to do, man. I really did. Why is this not popping up? Yeah, I had things to do, so I missed a little, the middle of the game I missed, but hey, all in all, look, if I take anything away from this team today, in one day, all right, obviously it's one day, it's good that baseball's back, man. It felt good to see the Yankees in meaningful games that actually mean something. There's a few players that I got my eye on, right? Caballero's one of them. McMahon is another. Yeah. I don't know if you guys saw this, right? I'm going to play this here. Hold on a second. Let me see if I could play this. I'm going to put this up here real quick. Let's go to screen share. Right. Oh my God, what is wrong with this here? I'm unprepared today, guys. Very unprepared. All right, let's put this over here for now. Anyway, this was Aaron Judge getting interviewed by Kevin Durant, but I found it very interesting on who he said the Yankees X factors are this season. I find it very interesting because you can tell that he's banking on these guys that I'm about to play, and you're going to see who he's banking on these guys to really take a step forward if this team is going to go anywhere. So let's see. Let's play this.
Who you feel is the X factor for y'all to take that next step? I mean, I'm sure all of you guys need to, step up, but who you think is that guy that's going to help push y'all over the top that not too many people know about?
I got 3 guys in mind. I got 3. So I'll start with our second baseman, Jazz Chisholm. Like, he had a great year last year, 30-30, did all that. But this kid's talent, man, like, he can be one of the greats in the game. You know what I'm saying? So I think this year, especially about to be a free agent, I think this will be a big year for him to take that next step, take more of a leadership role, just take that role where, like, hey, man, you want to be a face of a franchise, you want to be this and that, man. Like,
and see, you could tell they have talks behind the scenes, right? So right there where he said, you want to be the face of the franchise, like, take that next step forward. When he's saying stuff like that, he's talking about Jazz. I'm sure they had talks. Jazz is trying to get paid next year, right? And to get that kind of money that he's asking for, that's face of the franchise kind of money. So, and teams are not going to pay a guy that much, regardless of how much talent you got. If you're a knucklehead or if you seem like you just a hothead and you're hard to control, they're not going to give you that kind of money. So I'm going to rewind this back a little bit.
Take more of a leadership role. Just take that role where, like, hey, man, you want to be a face of a franchise, you want to be this and that, man. Like, this is what you got to do. And I can just kind of see him just since the short time I've seen him since we got him, like I see him taking those steps each year. Like,
I've seen that too. I feel like he fit right in as soon as he got to you guys, and like you say, he's been playing well. I like him a lot.
Yeah, so he's one of them. Our catcher, Austin Wells, he's been with us for a while. We drafted him, and he's another guy that I see him tweaking, see him learning each year. But
hold on. Yo, Kevin Durant is tapped in, bro. He's tapped in the Yankees. You can tell he's a Yankee fan. He is tapped in. If you watch this whole interview, he knows a lot about what's going on. And he says, like, he's been watching these guys. He knows about jazz. He knows about this. So he's tapped in. And you could tell he was giving, there was one part, I wish I had it here. He was giving Aaron Judge, like, pointers on, like, how he just blocks all the noise and stuff, you know, and gets through the game.
But I think, man, he controls that pitching staff. You control the whole game. You're calling the game. You're doing all that, man. Like, I think this will be a big year for him. He's really going to take that next step. And, you know, in the WBC, man, he hit a big homer for the Dominican.
Oh, I've seen that.
It's cool to see him doing this thing. And then also our third baseman, we just got him, Ryan McMahon. He's got him from the Rockies. I think there's just so much more potential in there, man. Like, he's had a great career with Colorado, but, man, this guy's a Gold Glove defender. But I think what he's about to do with the bat this year he's going to take off for us. So I think we get those three guys doing their thing, kind of take that next step. We're going to be in a great spot.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch all this.
It's like,
so you heard him, man. He called out Jazz Chisholm, Austin Wells, and Ryan McMahon, like pretty much saying that those are the guys, man. They need to step up if this team's going to go anywhere. He agrees with me what I was saying, that I think that Ryan McMahon is look, I'm not saying he's going to be an all-star or anything like that, but I think he's going to give you enough offensive production where you know, you don't care about. I feel like by the end of May, early June, you know, low key, we're just going to notice. We're going to be like, oh, snap. McMahon is not terrible. I feel like he's going to be one of those. He's not great either, but he's not terrible. I feel like he's going to fly under the radar. And one day we're just going to look up and be like, oh, my God. You know, he's batting 255, 260. That's not bad, you know, considering what he did previously and with the glove. So that's what I think is going to happen. But besides that, you know, I mean, one game in the books, not much to really, really take away out of one game. A says, with the Rangers, please stand up. A game, Jazz catching that ball. Play of the game, but I hope this isn't. Now, this ain't going to be judged for the rest of the season. Come on, dude. You know that he's going to go off. 4 strikeouts, man. He's had these games before. I've seen him strike out 5 times in a game. So don't worry about that. They still pull through. That's the good thing, right? When Judge ain't on, we need the rest of the offense to be on. And that's what happened today. Impressed that we scored. Yep. Let me see something here. All right. Yassine says, what are your thoughts on the game being on Netflix today? I mean, I kind of just covered that earlier, so I'm pretty sure you just tapped in. I didn't hate it. You know, I didn't hate it. I guess it's going to take a little getting used to. It feels like they were a little over the top. The whole hot dog thing, post-game. I'm not sure I'm digging all that. You know, that was a bit too much for me. You got Max Fried and Trent Grisham shoving glizzies down their throat. Pause. So that was a little too much, but overall, it wasn't bad. I didn't know how I was gonna feel about listening to Barry Bonds talk for that long or CC Sabathia. They did a pretty good job, all of them, in the pregame. I think Rizzo Rizzo's a funny dude, man. He brought humor to it. Who the hell is he brought humor. Albert Pujols, he brought his accent. Albert Pujols he's good. The troll ain't working, man. I'm in the process of migrating everything over to a website, so that's why stuff might be not working as it should. Let me refresh this right here. Take that off. But let's see if this works right here. Okay, Barry Bonds. Yeah, guys, I got a bunch of things in store for this. I'm telling you, I'm taking. Look, and I don't like to toot my own horn, but I will make this the most innovative streaming live stream ever. You know, the chat is going to be jumping. I'm going to have all kinds of goodies for you guys there. Yeah, so that's what we're doing over here. Why is this topics panel? Let's put this topics. Okay. Yankee Girl says, woohoo, Yankees. Yep. It's good, man. It's good to start off with a W, right? Good to start off with a W. Jack Geezy. What you talking about, Jack? What's up, Jack? What's up, Jason? I know you're happy. Good we start the Yankee season. Yeah, man. Look, 1 down, 161 to go, right? It's a long season, man. I'm pretty sure at some point you're going to tune in to this live stream, to my live stream, and you're going to hear me go off. I am going to go off, go crazy. But guys, I want you guys, look, while we're here, I want you to do this, right? I'm going to put this up. Where I put it? Man, I gotta get used to this setup. That QR code there, that's something it's a chat app. So you can, it's like a companion website to the stream. Instead of typing in the commands to pull up the stats, you can go over here while I'm live only. You can come here and, no, let me put this over here. You can come over to this website here. Go to player stats. Let me X this out. You could go by the team. Just find the player you want, select them, and bring them up. So like right now, I'll bring up Cody Bellinger. And you could choose splits and stuff. Where is it? All right, season, full season, career. We put Cody Bellinger career, request stats, and it'll pop up eventually on the screen here. So that's that. That's the QR code. Where'd the QR code go? What the hell? If you scan that QR code, it'll take you here. When I'm not live, right? When I am not live, damn, you can't see it now. But when I'm not live, you're gonna have in this website here, there's gonna be like suggestions. So you could give me topic suggestions, and other people can vote on your suggestions on what topics you guys want to talk about, and I'll take them into consideration. And also for the this and that, if you guys don't know, I have the this or that game where you vote and stuff. You can give suggestions on that. So this and that would be, you know, Jazz Chisholm or Brendan Donovan or something like that. You know what I mean? So that's one of the features I'm bringing, and I'm going to have eventually it's going to come to iOS and to Android too. And wow, if you're watching this on TV, this is the perfect thing. You can come right here and do that. And matter of fact, you know what? Let's do that. I know I'm off topic right now. We are going to create a this or that right now. Let's go. All right. Okay, let's try this right here. Remember, 1 or 2 in the chat while this is playing. Vote 1 or 2 in the chat. You can do it on. Oh wait, they're coming up. Oh, it's glitching there on the app. You're supposed to be able to do it on the app, but it's a little glitchy right now. Who you rather have, Jose Caballero or? You gotta vote 1 or 2. It's over now. Okay. Where we at? Okay, we'll do one more, right? One more, guys. We're gonna do one more. This is for the fellas right here. For the fellas. All right. Type 1 or 2 in the chat. Who you keeping, Sydney Sweeney or Jennifer Lawrence? That's not even Jennifer Lawrence. What the fuck? That's is that ain't her. And Louis Duran voted twice, bro. Savage. You gotta type 1 or 2 in the chat. You can also play that QR code. You could scan that and play on your phone, but it's a little glitchy right now. I gotta work on it. That's Jessica Love, right, Jackie? I don't know what the hell. My bad, guys. I didn't have time to get the image right. I just copied and pasted. Yeah, man. So that's something else I'm bringing to the table. Obviously, you guys have seen that, but I'm gonna make it a little bit better. A little bit better this time. Where am I? All right, close game. Yeah, folks, man. He said that's Jessica Love. Yep. Too early to worry about Judge struggling. I mean, look, Elias, you was here the other day talking about this dude, Judge ain't a captain, and how he sucks and he chokes in the big moments. I mean, so you should be worrying. Me personally, look, it's a long season, man. It's going to be a long season. I'm not going to judge, no pun intended, right? Someone on one game or anything. I want to, look, this is the season where I want to see him come up big in big moments. You know, that's what I want. I feel like Judge needs to go on a redemption tour, right? No stat padding. I want to see him come up in big moments, you know? Just, just shut up the haters. Shut up all the haters. Ace says Sydney's overrated. Yeah, people like her because she got big boobs. You guys are crazy. What's up, Ken? What is going on? I don't know what's going on with my ticker. Let me see something here. Toggle the ticker. Okay. Yeah, guys, and if you're interested in the ticker and this, topics panel and the score bugs and a whole bunch of stuff that I'm making, this is my website here, streamslayers.com. I'm gonna be putting out a bunch of gizmos and goodies for people who stream and stuff. Should have been Aubrey Plaza versus Jennifer Lawrence. Louise, man, you voted twice, brother. You're on some real thirsty shit right there. But yeah, folks, man. Like, it's good that Max Fried looked decent. The bullpen there, Duvall, man. Duvall. That's his old team too, so you would think he'd feel comfortable over there. He got through it, but he got a little wild there for a second. I was like, what's going on, man? I'm looking for a big season for Duvall, man. He's a crucial piece of the bullpen. If he can be that bridge to David Bednar, that bridge to the closer, man, we're gonna be pretty good. We're gonna be pretty good. And we know he got it in him because he's a previous All-Star. So why wouldn't he go back to that? And if he says trade Judge, oh man, what's funny? And this is the funny thing, right? A lot of people, they'd be like, Judge sucks and he's not clutch and all that. Today they're like, they're saying, you can't judge him off of one game. I'm like, I get it, man. I don't know. It's like the roles are reversed. But yeah, man, look, I'm not worried about Judge. I'm not worried about, and the same way I'm not going to jump for joy because Austin Wells had a good game, right? It's one game. If he could pick it up, we'll see, man. You got to check back in a month. And a month from now, we'll probably do like a recap and see who's doing what and like who's on a good trajectory and who's not, It's a long season, man. Baseball's a long season. A very long season. That says the bullpen has a lot of uncertainty. Yeah, Bird, Duvall, Hedrick, even Cruz to a certain extent. You know what though, Des? Right? Last year we had the same problem. Last year the bullpen, they kind of shit the bed and we didn't have anybody we can bring up from the farm or anything. So we had to go out there and trade for a whole new bullpen for pretty much, right? That's how we got Bednar and Doval and these arms. We had to literally go out there and get a new bullpen mid-season. This year, I would say that we got a bunch of guys right down in AAA, a few guys, and you know their names, who's willing and able to fill that role if these guys who are in the big league club can't get it done, you know? Where last year we were kind of stuck. Last year we were kind of stuck with Jonathan Loaisiga for a while. We were kind of stuck with Devin Williams. Obviously, they weren't gonna. Williams wasn't going anywhere, but with Luke Weaver, we were kind of stuck with all these guys not performing until the trade deadline came, and we traded for a bunch of them. This year, we got a bunch of guys down there, you know, who could come up. We got a bunch of people who's coming back, and not a bunch of people. We got Cole and Rodon coming back to a rotation. Luis Hill's right there. You could slide him, which is eventually, I feel like that's like more than likely gonna happen. Luis Hill is gonna find himself in the bullpen, so that's another option. The Yankees have options. If this bullpen can't get it done today, like the guys we saw today, they won't be around for that long. Trust me, there's options. The Yankees, and that's the good thing, right? The depth, the pitching depth is solid this year. I'm not gonna lie. There's pitching depth out the wazoo. So that's why I'm not too worried about the bullpen, guys. I get it. The opening day roster, people are mad with the roster for opening day. Look, that roster, the roster that was today's roster is not going to be tomorrow's roster, right? Like Fat Joe said, yesterday's price is not today's price or whatever. Today's roster is, I would 99.9999% sure it's going to be different, right? Sooner than later, right? So, again, if this bullpen, don't worry too much about the bullpen just yet. I would worry if a guy like David Bednar struggles earlier. That's something different. But if some of these other guys, you know, like a Hedrick, Jake Bird, if you see them struggling, don't worry, because their replacement is ready. Their replacement has their bags packed in AAA, ready to go, ready to jump on a flight at a moment's notice. Don't worry about that, you know. The cavalry is on its way, like they say, right? I hope you know I'm being sarcastic. I know, and if I did see that the Mets released Austin Barnes. Damn. He's a freaking, that dude's a journeyman, man. Good catcher. I mean, the Yankees might take use of, you know, but, you know, the Yankees, I think Boone loves JC Escarra. I don't think Escarra is going anywhere. I really don't. So, but it'd be nice to have a right-handed catcher, right? Luis Duran says Mets, Yankees Subway Series, Mets in 6. Put it in the books. I don't have the receipts right now, man. I'm migrating. I'm doing a bunch of stuff behind the scenes, so I'm not 100% there yet. But I'm going to remember and I'm going to put it in there. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that they have options. The pitching depth is there. Like, if some of these guys ain't cutting it, they're not going to give him a big leash, you know? They don't have to, pretty much. The same thing with the shortstop role, right? Even though Volpe obviously is hurt, but last year they kind of had no choice but to play him and figure it out. At the end there, they had a choice because they had Caballero, but for 3/4 of the season, they didn't, you know? And it was either him or Yorbit Vivas. So, you know, so that's how it is. Shout out to TJ Rumfield, too. Shout out to TJ Rumfield, freaking first baseman, came up through the Yankee system, was never going to get a chance up here. Was fortunate enough to get traded to the Rockies and made the big league club. Had a great spring, made the big league club. And that's what I've been saying, man, that these prospects in the Yankee system, that's why a guy like Dominguez, even though I love him, but for him personally, it's probably better if he gets traded. For him, you know, for his career. Go somewhere else, get a fresh start, and you get a chance to play in the big leagues with a team like the Rockies or the Nationals or many other teams, you know. They'll give them a chance. So Spencer Jones and stuff. I'm not saying I want to see these guys go, but, you know, I don't know. just sucks, man. That a lot of guys down there, especially in the Yankee system, they ain't never coming up here, man. They're gonna rot down there, knowing that if they were in another organization, they probably play in the big leagues. I guess I can see that. I just have trouble believing these guys will be able to get it done against teams like the Jays and Sox. You know what, Des? Look, me personally, I don't feel the Yankees are better than the Blue Jays right now, personally. But look, who knows, right? We got to see them play first, right? We got to see. Right now, the only teams we've seen in the regular season so far is the Yankees and the Giants, right? The Blue Jays, they have injuries, right? Obviously, they're gonna get their guys back too. So we'll see when we face these guys. We'll see how good they really are. That's what I'm gonna say, because if we could go and we match up with these guys, look, last year we barely matched up with the Red Sox or definitely not the Blue Jays, So I would tell people this, right? Whatever you think about the roster, however you feel about the moves the Yankees made or should have made or did not make, look, it's a new season, right? Everybody gets a clean slate. That's the best thing about starting a new season. Whatever happened last year was last year. This is this year, right? Everybody's 0-0, so anything can happen, And we do have a good team. We have a good team. Let's see. You know how we say a lot of these guys are going to regress, like Trent Grisham, right? A lot of Yankee fans feel like, oh, these guys, they're not going to give us the same kind of year they had last year, The same thing is true for the Red Sox or even the Blue Jays, right? They had a lot of guys last year who came out of nowhere, What if those guys come back down to earth? Or with the Red Sox, right? What if some of these young guys have some sophomore jinx or they don't? So it's a wait and see thing, right? Me, I'll tell you this, though, and I will be 100% honest. The Red Sox, we can't sleep on the Red Sox. I think the Red Sox they've gone the whole offseason under the radar, right? They've gone under the radar. And it took me up to, because I knew they were making moves, but I'm like, Sonny Gray, who cares, right? Rangersaurus, whatever, right? It wasn't until the WBC that I was like, wait a minute. These guys got some ballers, dude. Wilyer Abreu, he showed that he can play big time. Yoshida's big time, but granted, he hasn't had that good season that you would expect from with him with the Red Sox. But he's a beast and he kills the Yankees. He loves it, the Yankees. He always hits a home run in Yankee Stadium. Yoshida, so you can't sleep on that guy. And obviously, we know Roman Anthony, all the young guys. Ranger Suarez, he's a big time pitcher. I would not sleep on the Red Sox at all. I would not sleep on the Red Sox. They might, even though, and I don't know, if the Blue Jays play like they played last year, then I don't think the Red Sox are going to be able to beat them, right? But if some of those guys regress, they might be up there with them and the Yankees. So, but my pick, right? And it's funny, a lot of people are starting to pick these guys. If I said this well before the season started, even spring training, I sat here and I told you guys my power rankings is the Dodgers, the Mariners, the Blue Jays, or vice versa. It could be Blue Jays, Mariners, Mariners, Blues. But I think the Mariners, when they signed, when they traded for Brendan Donovan, I think that put them a notch above. And then the Yankees, I have 4th or 5th, That's my power rankings. When do you expect Rodon and Cole to come back in the rotation? Look, I expect them not to be rushed. Whenever their timeline is, Cole's timeline is early June, I expect them to make it. Look, this is what I see, right? The best case scenario, the rotation we got right now, obviously eventually they're going to go out of the four-man. Right now they have the 4-man rotation because they don't need a 5th man. They got so many days off in the next few weeks that they don't need a 5th starter. For that, they hold on to another bullpen arm where they can use out of the bullpen. They're not going to use their starter out of the bullpen. So that's why Luis Hill is not on the roster right now. But this is what I see, right? Best case scenario, this rotation holds up, right? It holds up and we're doing pretty well, right? We're doing really good. We're in first, tied for first or something around there. In that case, you don't rush Cole at all. If anything, you might give him more time. What's the point of rushing it? Why? Same thing with Rodon. you bring them back later, right? I think if they fully rested. Now, if they have to rush them early, if they have to bring it back earlier than expected, it's probably because something's going wrong, right? Ryan Weathers ain't what we thought he was, right? Will Warren is getting smoked. We're losing games. We're playing 500 baseball. At that point, yeah, you're like, Garrett Cole, if you're good to go, let's go. But if we're above 500, in the lead in the division, why rush them guys, man? That's what I'd say. I would do like the Dodgers do, load management, like they do with Blake Snell and Tyler Glass now. They don't start ramping these guys up to mid-season. They really don't, because they know that they're so fragile that they rather have him for the second half in October than the first half. So that's what I would do if I was the Yankees. Max freaking free. Let's get it. Schlittler's next and Friday and ready to throw another dirty water type of outing like Boston. I hope so, man. So no, I really do. I really, really hope so. He said, the minute Grisham resigned, I knew Dominguez and Jones were screwed. I'm hoping that they give one of those guys a shot next year. Honestly, to me personally, look, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. For their sake, and I bet you they probably feel like, yo, I'd rather just get traded. Let's just get something. Like, if we could trade for a big somebody, and I mean somebody big that can help us make an impact on this team now, then why not do it? Why not do it now? Why wait? They might not even be a next year, guys. Remember, there might not even be a next year. So I'm all in, man. I'm an all-in kind of guy. I'm like, look, I love them guys. They didn't make the club. And what's the point of having them down there in AAA when we can move them for a piece that can help us now up here at the big leagues? Orioles too, potentially. They're better, man, but I don't think that they got a good offense. I don't think that they're that much of. They're not there yet, right? I don't think they're there. They got a few years at least. They got to make some moves. Yeah, they got a ways to go. I think teams like, look, the Boston Red Sox, obviously they got young talent. I think teams like the Mariners and Blue Jays are very dangerous, man. And I say they're very dangerous because they got a taste. When you get close and you get a taste, unlike the Yankees though, because we made it to the World Series and didn't do shit after, right? When you get a taste, when you're a team, an organization, especially like the Blue Jays who haven't won in a long time, or the Mariners who if I'm not mistaken, never made it to the World Series at all. They're the only team who's never played in the World Series, I think. Teams like that, man, they're willing to go on. And their owners, like the Mariners owner, come trade deadline time, let's say that they're in it and they have a legit chance. After the heartbreaking loss in Game 7 in the ALCS to the Blue Jays, and after the Blue Jays' heartbreaking loss, you think those two organizations aren't all in? You think you think those two organizations, the Blue Jays and the Mariners, are going to be scared to pull the trigger for a guy like Scooble if he's on the trade market? You think they're going to be scared to pull the trigger for a guy like Tatis if he's on the trade market? I'm not saying that that's going to happen, but I think in the American League, man, the teams to watch for me, the teams that I feel like are a real serious threat are the Mariners and the Blue Jays, unfortunately. And that's not because they both made it. It's because their teams are crazy. And they're two organizations that they want to win. Those two organizations want to win bad. They're going to go over the spending limit. They're going to trade prospects. The things the Yankees don't do, they're going to do. Thanks for putting us first. No, man, I got to keep it real. Look, first of all, I'm not a Dodger hater. I don't like Andrew. The Dodgers, you got to call it how you see it, man. They're freaking forced to be reckoned with. What do you expect, man? They're forced to be reckoned with, the Dodgers. Everybody knows that. If you think the Dodgers are not the best team in baseball or the team to beat, you're crazy. Sometimes some of the fan bases, they got a hard on for the Yankees, and they always want to be. I'm like, look, we haven't won in 16 years. Go look at the Dodgers, brother. Go to the Dodgers chat and freaking troll them. We here suffering just like y'all, man. We ain't winning a minute. Jacob, man, I'm not a Yankees fan of Garden. Oh yeah, the Guardians, man. Unfortunately, look. The Guardians always find a way to be competitive. I don't see it though, man. I don't see it for them. I don't. But they always find a way. They always find a way to make it, right? Somehow. I think that the Tigers are just too much in that division. And the Royals, don't sleep on the Royals. I think the Royals are better than the Guardians this year. I think they're going to be better than the Guardians. So it's a tough one, though. But look, we got a lot of baseball to play. The Guardians always find a way. But the Royals are pretty good. Don't sleep on the Royals, man. Don't sleep on them. My man Vinny Pasquantino, you saw what he can do. Bobby Witt, obviously we know what he can do. Freaking Mikhail Garcia, you saw what he did with Venezuela. They got some guys there. We already know the pitching is all right. Lorenzen shut down the damn the Yankees, the USA. They got some guys in the Royals. I think the Royals are gonna be contenders for the AL Central. So it says he had 12 or 14 Ks. Disgusting. Schiller's my dark horse to be built up for a Cy Young Award candidate in the AL. I tell you what, Sunil, man, you better place that bet now. I'm pretty sure if you go to Bet Odds or whatever betting site, if you put money on Schiller winning the Cy Young and he actually does, you're gonna hit it big, man. Because he's not on anybody's radar. Everybody knows he can be good, but he's not on the radar for Cy Young. When you got Scooble and Crochet and all these guys, man, and Freed and Cole, there's a lot. Brian Wu, you got a lot of good pitchers too in the American League. Since Q in the country for Crochet will be done. Yeah, Garrett Crochet. You know, and that's why I feel like look, we're like, I hear my son yelling. I feel like the whole thing with Carlos Lagrange, like right now, I understand, like, I get it, like the business side of things, they're going to leave him in the minor leagues for a few weeks just because of, they're going to manipulate his service time. But I think he has a legit shot. If I'm the Yankees, right, let's say we got somebody in the bullpen that's just not cutting it and you're willing to release them, I bring him up and throw him in the bullpen. I get it. People want him to be a starter. Or put him in the starting rotation if you can. Let's say Ryan Weathers is absolute freaking dumpster juice, right? Or something, and we need a solution quick. Don't go to Yarborough. Bring one of them guys up, especially a guy like Carlos Lagrange. My thing with him, man, is that, like, a pitcher's arm is like a car, right? You only got so many miles. Eventually, that shit's gonna break down. Every pitcher, I don't care who you are, when you're throwing 100 miles an hour consistently, that arm is going to go. It is going to go. It's just a matter of time. So why waste it in the minor leagues? The talent plays. We saw it. The talent plays up here. Bring him up. I get it. In a month, there might not be space for him in the rotation. But I talk to him. I'll be like, look, dude. I'll be like, are you willing to be in the bullpen for a little bit? Look, I will promise you next year, things are going to change. It's going to be dynamic. And you never know. During the season, people get hurt. Things happen. You're right there, You can be a starter again. But if you want to be in the big leagues now, let's get you in the bullpen. I'll have that serious conversation. Let's get you in the bullpen. Doesn't mean you're never going to be a starter again. Look at Michael King. He went back to being a starter because every reliever is a failed starter, or was a starter. Nobody, starts pitching, hoping to be a reliever. No, you become a starting pitcher first because that's where the money's at, man. I think Lagrange has a legit shot. I'd bring him up here, man. Don't waste that talent down there. Really, man. Don't waste it. And I'll be honest, I wasn't a big fan of the dude. Before the spring training, I'm not going to say I was a fan, but I wasn't really that high like where I was saying. I still thought that he needed to go through the whole AAA process thing, He never really had any games in AAA. I felt like he needed to go, do his time down there. But after seeing that talent, I'm like, man, I would hate for him to, be down there pitching, and June comes, July comes and injury comes or something, God forbid, knock on wood, but bring him up here, man. Let him figure it out up here. For real, let him figure it out up here. We got freaking Hedrick on the freaking, in the bullpen and Jake Bird, even though I'm hoping Jake Bird could be good for the Yankees, because I was one of those fans that were calling for them to trade him. I was happy when they traded for him. It didn't work out, obviously. But Let's not fuck around this year. That's what I'm trying to say. Cashman, Boone, let's not fuck around. If a guy's dog shit, if a guy like is coming out here like Stroman, they give him chances. Like if a guy ain't cutting it, get him out of here right away. Especially with pitching. The pitching, we got so much depth that if you're not cutting it, get him the fuck out of here, guys. Right? That's what I think, in my opinion. Sorry for my French, too. This stupid earphone is like coming off and shit. That's the FBI. No, I'm just joking. The Japanese player, the Jays, won't offensively cover Bichet's. Yeah, no, I don't know. Okamoto's good. I think he's gonna be all right. Maybe he won't cover Bo Bichette, but remember, Bo Bichette is hurt most of the year anyway, or a good chunk of the season. And the Blue Jays, look, I don't want to hear that whole Bo Bichette shit. The Blue Jays whooped the Yankees' asses. They put belt to ass on the Yankees without Bo Bichette. So, to me, that's doesn't even matter. Even without Bo Bichette, they were better than the Yankees last year. So that's why I've heard that point before, and to me, it's not a valid point. Vinny Pasquantino works at an Italian Starbucks. Oh, you stupid, man. You're a clown. The dynamic now is akin to, it's crazy, Sunil. I said that so many. I said that months ago. I was like, Jose Caballero has the Derek Jeter opportunity. Derek Jeter would have never been Derek Jeter if it wasn't for Tony Fernandez getting hurt in '95. I mean '95 in spring training of '96. Jeter probably never gets his shot. He probably never hits the home run to right field, and the kid, what's his name, freaking Jeffrey Mayer, whatever his name is, robs the home run, and all that stuff probably never happens. If that, things happen for a reason. It's funny, and that's why I say teams like the Mariners and the Jays are dangerous. When you get close and you lose in heartbreak like that, you come back the next season even more hungrier. And in 1995, guys, let me tell you something. The Yankees lost in heartbreaking fashion to the Mariners in a series, the first wildcard series, by the way, in a series that we were supposed to win. We were supposed to win that series versus the Mariners. We took the first 2 games at home. Donnie Baseball came up big. Jim Larry's had a huge home run, I remember. We took the first 2 games at home and then lost the next 3 in Seattle. And lost, literally, Edgar Martinez had that game-winning hit. Ken Griffey scores on a throw to the plate, and the season over just like that. Don Mattingly never wins a ring. He retires. But let me tell you something. The Yankees organization, because they hadn't won in a long time before that, they were going all in. They were hungry, all of them guys. And Jeter spoke about this, and Posada, because they were all there. Even though they weren't playing, they weren't on the roster, but they brung him on the road with them during the playoffs. And they said that they were determined to win after that. Like, they weren't going to go through that again. And that's why I feel like a team like the Blue Jays and Mariners is kind of dangerous, man. You could tell they're going to be playing with a chip on their shoulder. So don't sleep on them. Don't sleep on them. And so I'm glad, I know we did you guys a favor, right? The Dodgers are in first in the AO in the NL West by default. Because we beat the Giants. No, don't get me wrong, but Bichette is a beast. Don't get it twisted, man. I'm just saying that without Bichette, they were still better than us. They beat us. They beat us in the ALDS without Bo Bichette. He didn't play in the ALDS. So remember, Bo Bichette did not play in the ALDS, and they whooped our asses. They didn't beat us. They whooped us. They got some guys in there, man. And they could fill that hole, even if Okamoto is not as good as they hope. They got Ernie Clement. They got freaking Jimenez. They got some guys in there, man. Don't sleep on Varsho, man. Varsho's a beast, man. Barger, Addison Barger, all them. They got a tough, guys, man. Like don't act like they didn't whoop us, man. They whooped us. Caballero's defensive risk at times. Yeah, that was a bad. I don't know why he misplayed the ball, man. I know he misplayed the hops. You know, if you ever play infield, you got to kind of time these hops, and he just got one in between. He got an in between hop, and they ate his food, man. They ate him up. So hopefully he can clean that up, though. He's gonna have to clean that up if he expects to take Volpe's job, for sure. Make sure y'all hit that like too, man. How many likes we got in here? I didn't even check that. Only 20 likes. Great. I must be doing something wrong, right? I must be doing something wrong. But yeah, guys, this QR code that you see there, if you scan that, you can go. They have if you're watching on your TV, you can scan that QR code. It'll take you to a website, to this website here. And from here, you can, if you want to pull up player stats, there's quite a bit of a delay, but it still works. Let's pull up, where's Ohtani? Yeah, let's go over here. You could, while you're watching the stream, you can pull up people's stats. You got all their splits and stuff, and you can send it to the stream, and it'll pull up on screen. That's something I've been working on. I'm gonna come up with some more stuff there. Get it jumping more. See how it came up on screen? It's a slight delay because there's always latency with everything. You know, it's just how it is. You know, it's not instant, but it's pretty good. So make sure you guys check that out, man. If you guys, because I be doing some of these features and stuff, and I feel like it doesn't catch on, and it's so much work to get it up and running and do it that sometimes I'm like, it's not even worth it. You know. Maybe it's not even worth it. Maybe I just leave all this off, right? All these gimmicks and gizmos and stuff. Just leave everything off and anyway. Yeah, man. Show support, man. Go check it out. And I'm gonna do some more. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna start doing giveaways, guys, with the this or that and the trivias. I got trivias coming, and I'm gonna do it from here. In order to get these prizes, you're gonna have to go onto here into the companion app and enter the drawings from there. And I'm gonna do some good ones too, so stay tuned. No more like 3D printed chains and all that stuff. Which Sunil, I owe you. I got you, Sunil. I didn't forget about you or NFE. I just been slacking, but that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get that going. Who's your favorite non-Yankee player in MLB? My favorite non-Yankee player? I don't know. That's a tough one. I got so many, man. Look, I'm going to be honest, and some of y'all not going to like this. I'm a big Ohtani fan. And some people, and you would think that I'm not, because I'm always arguing with people here, telling people that Judge is a better hitter or whatever. I'm a huge Ohtani fan. I love Ohtani. I always have. When he was at the Angels and stuff, to me personally, he's the best overall baseball player, in my opinion. The dude pitches too, man. Just imagine, look, Ohtani has 4 MVPs, right? Probably gonna win a 5th, right? They might as well mail it to him now. But even that, like, imagine if he wins a Cy Young. I think that's the only thing. Imagine if he wins a Cy Young. How do you deny the guy, man? You know, as much as I wanna, you can't, like, just imagine if even though I don't think he would, because I don't think they're gonna let him get that many innings. I think the Dodgers are only gonna let Ohtani pitch maybe 100 innings this season. There's no reason to pitch any more than that. But just imagine if he was to win a Cy Young award. I don't think so, man, because they got Paul Skeens and stuff. But just imagine, oh my goodness, dude, the accolades this guy got. His trophy case, right? His trophy display. It's not even a shelf. It's not a room. He's gonna have to have a freaking warehouse to put all the awards that he's stacking up. You're gonna have to get a freaking storage unit. Put them in. Oh yeah, I timed you out the last stream, Andrew. I was pissed and I didn't want to deal with your shit, dude. You think he can field well? Who, Caballero? I think Caballero's a good fielder, but he's someone like Jazz, man, that sometimes they just, it's a lack of focus, man, like just a mental lapse, you know? I think he has that in him, that gene that where it's just a lack of focus and stuff. You know, that era happened in the 9th inning. They were dragging at that point. They're 7-zip. You know, they know they're winning. They're at that point they were dragging. He just kind of, Took an in-between hop. He didn't play it well. He didn't time the hops. He didn't play it right and ate him up. Do you see a lockout Dodgers three-peat? I mean, even if they don't win, I think they're going to try something. They're going to try something. I hope not. I think that the WBC and the fact that baseball's getting crazy ratings right now, look, it's on Netflix. Bro, come on. Netflix, right? You know how much people are on Netflix? You know how many people who don't even watch baseball, not even focus on that, turned on Netflix to go watch fucking Squid Games or whatever you watch on Netflix and saw opening day Yankees versus Giants there, play now, and probably just hit play to see what's going on. Baseball's on the up and up, dude. Whether you like it, even the youth, it's always been big in youth athletics, but I be seeing a lot of people playing now. So baseball is on the rise. If you're looking to make a baseball channel, now's the time to do it. And people are they tapped in, man. People are tapped in with baseball now. They looking at this like, man, this is pretty exciting. It's getting better. So that's what I would say. I say that I think that that's going to influence the owners. Like, hey, man, maybe they should just come up with a CBA, a collective bargaining agreement, and kick the can down the road. Let's kick the can down the road and worry about this in a few more years. Because baseball it has too much momentum to put a monkey wrench in it right now. That's essentially what you'll be doing. Essentially what you will be doing. So I don't think they do it. I don't think, but shoot. You never know, man. These guys are greedy. These guys are greedy, let me tell you. Let me tell you. What am I doing here? Okay, I want to take this off. Yeah, I'll leave it like that. Ace, if you want movie content to watch, review the Bollywood movies, oh my goodness, you guys are crazy. Cy Young and MVP in the same year, yeah, that would be crazy. And I tell you what, they would never do that for another player, but because it's the writers who vote. These freaking reporters and writers, they're the ones who vote for these guys, for these awards. They don't ever give people 2 awards. They don't want to. It's happened before, but they don't like it. Like the same way Aaron Judge, right? His rookie season, he should have won Rookie of the Year and MVP because he had a way better year than Altuve. But because they voted him Rookie of the Year, they didn't give him MVP. They gave it to Altuve. Same thing with Paul Skeens 2 years ago. Paul Skeens was clearly Rookie of the Year and Cy Young, in my opinion. But they weren't going to give him Rookie of the Year and Cy Young. It's just one or the other. So they gave him Rookie of the Year and gave Cy Young to whoever else was it that won that year. I can't remember. Blake Snell, I think it was. So, Caballeros for sure. Andrew, man, you freaking confident. Come on, bro. Nah, it's all good, bro. But you be going overboard, man. Andrew, you be trolling. You be going overboard, man. Perfect way to start the season with the win. Yeah, it is. I want to start it with the win and end it with the win and get many wins in between. Many wins. I hope, and I think Boone learned his lesson. He said this at the end of last year. Right now, this is what I don't want to hear, right? This is what we're not doing this 2026 baseball season. As fans and as creators too, like me, because I've done it too. I do it all the time. This is what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to say, like, if they lost, be like, well, it's only one game, well, who cares? We got 100 games to go. If I say that, man, call me out. Because last year, you saw what happened. We ended up tied with the Blue Jays. And there was so many games that we were like, well, it's just one game that we had it and we let it go, or we punted it and stuff. You can't do that, man. Every game, you got to treat it like it's meaningful, like it's important, because it is. Even this game today, right? It's the first game. This game today could decide the division later on, a few months from now. So I think Boone, and for years, Boone would not get that through his thick skull, but I think he got it last year. When you end up tied, 94 wins each, and you're like, damn. Remember that game? I left Devin Williams out there knowing that I probably should have took him out. but because I wanted, to give him a chance and stuff like that. No, none of that this year. We're not doing that this year. You think Ohtani can field well? Also, Cavi. Oh, if I think Ohtani can field well, yeah, he's a great fielding pitcher. He could position. He could field well. Let me tell you something, man. I wish I could pull it up now. The reason why Ohtani's not in the outfield is because he's too important as a pitcher, and as a hitter, that they're not gonna risk him in the outfield. There's no point. He's that good as a pitcher and a hitter. But let me tell you something, man. I watched some Japanese clips when this dude was in high school and when he played in Japan. And the man he can play right field with the best of them. He's got a cannon. I'm talking about throwing dots, strikes from deep in right field to home plate. Ohtani in high school was doing this. Don't sleep on Ohtani, man. Do not sleep on Ohtani. I think if they won't do it, right? Because there's no point of doing it. There's no point of risking him like that. But I think if they put him at shortstop, he could play. He's a baseball player, man. The dude does it all. He does it all. I wouldn't sleep on him. So, but either regardless, because I think Judge is a great defender. People don't give him enough credit. The point is that Ohtani pitches, man. Ohtani's an ace and a MVP hitter. Ohtani is Garrett Cole and Aaron Judge put together, almost, Even though I think Garrett Cole pitches better and Judge hits better, but if you combine them into one, if you did fusion, remember Dragon Ball Z fusion? If you freaking fuse them, what you get, man? You get fucking Ohtani, bro. You get Ohtani. He's a beast, man. You can't hate on the dude, man. It's hard. I don't hate on the dude. I don't. I just think that some people be glazing him too much, though. It's like, my goodness, dude, chill. I know wins. I have the best wins. I know wins. We got the best wins. People say they've never seen anyone win like us. That's how this dude talks. People say they've never seen anyone win like that. It's crazy. What happened to the Yankees? The Toronto Blue Jays come in with the wrong jerseys? What are you talking about, man? I feel like, I would say this, right? For all the Yankee fans, look, and I get it because I'm not thrilled with the moves they made or the moves they didn't make. I'm not thrilled, but I feel like a lot of people made takes, right? And I'm not calling anybody specific because I've made takes too. Like, I wasn't thrilled about the whole thing with Trent Grisham, and I'm gonna use that as an example because the whole thing with Trent Grisham, I wasn't happy because I knew that once they signed him, it kind of left no path really for Dominguez or Jones or anything like that. But I've seen people saying that Dominguez should start over Grisham, and I don't see that argument. That, to me, that argument is mute. It makes no sense. Dominguez should not start over Grisham. He should not. Oh, because he had a spring doesn't matter, man. They're not making huge decisions like that. Over spring. Now when a guy just hit 35 homers, whether you think he's gonna do it or not, again, that's irrelevant. I think that a lot of people. And to finish my point, I think a lot of us, even me, we've made negative takes on the Yankees on certain moves they made and players, whether it be McMahon or Grisham or even Bellinger or Jazz or whatever, that we want them to fail so we could be right, Let that sink in, right? Like, we've criticized them so much that we want them to fail as a fan, because we're Yankee fans, right? Most of us here. We've criticized them so much that we want them to fail just so we can be right. And I'm not gonna lie, sometimes I was like that too. I've been like that, because I don't want to look stupid either. I made a take and I want to, but at the end of the day, if you made a negative take on a Yankee and you're wrong and they ball out and they actually perform well, then that's a win-win. That's good, right? That's a good thing. So let's not be too negative, man. Let's play this out. Now, don't get me wrong. Like, if we get to the All-Star break and these guys are dog shit, and nobody's doing nothing, and they still shoving them down our throat like they've done every other year, then, hey, man, I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be leading the freaking charge with the pitchforks, man. calling for a freaking revolution, But until then, let's enjoy this, man. Let's enjoy this. Baseball's back, guys. Let's enjoy this. That's what I'm gonna say. For now, right? I mean, look, in a couple months from now, I could come back here and we 10 games under 500, and then it's gonna be ugly. But that's not the case right now, at all. Do I think Ohtani is better than Babe Ruth? Hell yeah. I think Judge is better. Look, don't get me wrong. Babe Ruth is great. The numbers and look, I think back then, look, and I'm trying to say this in the right way, right? Back then, dude, the average fastball was like 80 miles an hour, bro. Like, come on. Back then, the average fastball was 80 miles an hour. Like, them guys back there, with all due respect, they cannot hang with these players nowadays. These players nowadays are freaking physical specimens, man, and they're pushing the human body to its limits, right? To the absolute limits in ways that they didn't even comprehend in the 1920s. I think if Babe Ruth stepped in that box with a Paul Skeens, he wouldn't even know what to do. He won't even touch the ball. That dude was swinging like a 37-inch bat and 37 ounces or something like that. Like, yeah. In that regard, as far as talent, I think that Shohei Ohtani, of course, yeah. But as far as numbers and how important to the game, I think Babe Ruth is more important to the game and more fame. He was more important to baseball than anyone will ever be, right? He's the reason why baseball is what it is today. And that's a fact, bro. If you don't like it, I'm not saying that he's better than Ohtani, but he was more important to the sport than anybody. You got to think, man, back then, Babe Ruth, he was like the first super duper star. He's the one that packed the stadium. Nobody was hitting home runs back then. People were not hitting home runs. I think before Babe Ruth came, there was like the home run record was like 20 home runs. And remember, and I'll say this too, remember, these guys played in fields that were fucking huge, man. They played in fields that were huge and stuff. So Babe Ruth was great. I'm not taking none of that away. But the talent level these days are just out of control, man. These guys are so good. It's scary. These guys are so good. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's hard to compare, but I'm comparing it just talent-wise. Do I think Ohtani was a better hitter? Like, if we put all the players, in a league of their, like, not a league of their, if we, like, the ghost of all these players, if they had one game, right, the old and the new, everybody at their prime, I think the players nowadays are better, man. They just are. These guys are throwing filthy stuff, man. It's disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. The Yankees look like the Blue Jays. They had good hits tonight. Oh, that's what I meant. Oh. Yeah, nah. I mean, yes and no. Because they did strike out, 12 times or something like that, or more than that. There was some strikeouts there. Judge in particular had a third of all the strikeouts on the team. There was some strikeouts, so they got to cut those strikeouts down. But yeah, there's some big hits, especially early, right? Some guys that a lot of people didn't think were going to come through, like McMahon, like Grisham, like Wells. Look, if we can get production from Wells and McMahon in the bottom of the lineup, we're in good shape. We are in good shape. I'm thinking Logan Webb had a bad game. It happened, but I will give Yankees their flowers, especially Grisham, McMahon, eggs on my face tonight. Yeah, man, but the thing is, man, we got 160 more one game. That's what I'm saying. I'm not going to, people are like, what? I'm like, look, I'm not going to jump to conclusions about any player. I'm not going to say, I told you so, Grisham is going to be great. I told you so, Ryan McMahon. I told you he's going to, bro, it's one game. My goodness. It is one game. Judge struck out 4 times. Do I think that Ryan McMahon is going to have a better season than Judge? Hell no. Judge goes hitless on opening day for first time. Damn, that's not good. Yankees top Giants 7-0 as robot as the ABS debuts. That's the topic of the day. Where am I here? Hold on, guys. I'm trying to See something. See something. Yeah, folks. But look, these late games, I appreciate you guys. I know a lot of you guys on the East Coast late right now. I'm 3 hours behind you guys in New York, so it's 9:43 here, and I'm tired. I've been up all night. So yeah, I appreciate you guys. Look, I'm gonna call it from here. Don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. In that chat app, look, guys, I mean, if you can, this chat app here, right? Hold on, I'm gonna do this right now. Let me turn this off. Yeah, I'm still working, it's a work in progress. But if you scan that QR code, it'll take you here. Why does it still say live? Oh, because I'm streaming. Anyway, when I stop streaming and you go here, you're gonna have the opportunity to, if you go on this website, you have the opportunity to enter suggestions for topics, suggestions for this or that. This is this or that here. I'm gonna play it. You guys know what this or that is. But for those of you just joining for the first time, we'll play it. This is this or that. Where it's like, you could vote in the chat for who you want. Anyway, yeah, give me suggestions for this or that. Like, oh, would you rather have Boone or Jorge Posada, any whatever you could think of. And then also it'll display there, and other viewers will have the chance to vote on it, like yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down. But the goal is, right, the end goal is to get input from you guys to see what you guys want to talk about, what games you guys want to play, so that way I can implement it in the stream, right? I'm trying to involve you guys in the decision-making process. Okay, so you can vote, and if a certain topic gets a lot of votes, then I gotta go with the majority, that's what the people want. So hopefully that takes off. Hopefully you guys enjoy that. And I'm gonna have other stuff. So like right now you can go there and you can pull up stats from any player, and splits, career, whatever. Like we go to Red Sox. You can watch what the runners on, or and you could view the splits or whatever. And that's going to be available even if I'm not online as well. So make sure you guys check that out, please. Oh, man. With that being said,
ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win.
That was kind of loud. I appreciate you guys, man. Have a good night. No game tomorrow. I'm going to try to come on and stream. We'll see. We'll see about that. Have a good one, folks, man. Have a good game. Let's go Yankees. We 1-0, baby. Undefeated as of right now, man. Peace, y'all. Take care.